like online, because that's really what it is. It's the photographs and stuff come through the feed.
Right.
And I was like, what? Like, because she had like
Yeah, because she did put it out
stuck
there.
under the bed, like the booty's up in the air with her head stuck under the bed.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh.
It started with a podcast appearance that no one saw coming. Out of nowhere, actor Terrence Howard sat down and casually dropped some of the most jaw-dropping claims the entertainment world has heard in a long time. The internet barely had time to blink before 50 Cent, never one to shy away from a scandal.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach. And you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction.
Jumped in with his own reactions, this time teasing that there might be actual footage backing up Terrence's allegations. What followed was a cascade of tea that had fans, followers, and industry insiders clutching their pearls. Terrence Howard, a respected Hollywood actor best known for roles in Empire and Hustle and Flow, revealed that he had once been approached by Sean Diddy Combs under the pretense of helping him with acting lessons. At first, it seemed like a professional opportunity. Diddy allegedly spent weeks inviting Terrence over, expressing interest in acting and asking Terrence to be his coach. But the moment Terrence showed up, things felt off. There was no script, no material, just Diddy staring at him, seemingly with a different agenda altogether. That's when Terrence's assistant hinted at what might really be going on. I think he's trying to...
When you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
And that's all Terrence needed to hear. He backed off immediately. No more communication, he said. The tone of the visit had shifted from a business exchange to something much more personal and, frankly, uncomfortable. This moment, as Terrence described it, wasn't an isolated incident. He went further to claim that many men in the entertainment industry had similar experiences at Diddy's infamous parties, which he dubbed Freakoffs. These events, according to Terrence, weren't just extravagant celebrity get-togethers. They had a darker undertone. He insisted that men who attended these gatherings often found themselves in compromising situations, ones that challenged their masculinity and left them pimped out and stripped of dignity. In his words, once you give up your manhood, you don't get it back. It's not the first time Terrence has spoken about the pressures he's faced in Hollywood. Years ago, he suggested that the reason for his abrupt retirement in 2022 wasn't burnout or lack of roles, but a refusal to play the industry's twisted game. He cited specific examples: being asked to wear dresses on screen for roles that didn't require it, being subtly coerced into behaviors that felt emasculating, and getting blackballed for standing his ground. They wanted to test how far I'd go to keep working, he claimed. Terrence connected his experience to a broader trend affecting black male entertainers. According to him, there's been a systematic effort to strip masculinity from strong black men, an attempt to make them more palatable or less threatening to the mainstream. He claimed that while white men are allowed to portray strength, black men who do the same are often demonized or silenced. Comedian Cat Williams echoed this sentiment in a viral interview with Club Shay Shay, where he talked about similar industry pressure to feminize male actors. Like Terrence, Kat said he was offered big checks to play into these roles, but turned them down to protect his image and integrity. After Kat's interview went viral, Terrence doubled down, using the moment. To reinforce that he wasn't difficult to work with, as some rumors suggested, he was simply unwilling to compromise who he was. Hollywood didn't like that, and he believes it's why his career was quietly derailed. But Terrence's bombshells didn't end with the industry's treatment of men. He also made startling claims about Diddy's alleged relationship with Yung Miami, one half of the hip-hop duo City Girls. According to Terrence, not only was she involved in Diddy's controversial parties, but there may be actual footage of her caught in a compromising moment during one of these freak-offs. The footage, allegedly recorded by Terrence himself, is said to be shocking enough to cause a major stir. And if what's been hinted is true, she may not have been just a bystander, but a willing participant. Scent, ever the social media instigator, initially kept his distance, posting, "No comment, I'm staying positive, God help us all." But that didn't last long. He soon began teasing fans with hints about the rumored footage, sparking intense speculation. Was he bluffing? Or did he really have a copy of the video Terrence spoke about? The story took a darker turn with the mention of Jane Doe, a woman, who came forward in court documents detailing her experience at Diddy's mansion. According to her, she was forced to ingest unknown substances, possibly ketamine or a similar drug, and woke up bruised and traumatized. This wasn't a one-time occurrence. She claimed it happened multiple times between 2022 and 2024. Even more disturbing, she later discovered she was pregnant, allegedly with Diddy's child, and said the harassment she faced afterward led to a miscarriage. Here's where Yung Miami's name resurfaced again. Jane Doe alleged that Karia Brownlee, a name many believe to be tied to Yung Miami, began harassing her once the pregnancy came to light. The alleged bullying, threats, and manipulation were so intense that Jane Doe claimed it played a direct role in her losing the baby. Fans were quick to draw connections between this story and past behavior from Yung Miami. Back in 2022, she reportedly had a meltdown when Diddy had a child with another woman. Messages allegedly sent by her during that time weren't just petty. They were vicious, filled with insults and threats, painting a picture of someone who was deeply involved and invested in Diddy's private life. The plot thickened further with the emergence of Lil Rod's lawsuit. In this updated filing, he didn't just mention Diddy. He brought Yung Miami into the spotlight again, alleging that she wasn't just a guest at the infamous parties, but a central figure in organizing and perpetuating them. All of this paints a picture of a world behind Hollywood's glitz and glamour that's deeply troubling. Terrence Howard's candid revelations have sparked a conversation that many in the industry have long avoided, about power, coercion, and the quiet silencing of those who resist. His choice to speak out, especially as someone who stepped away at the height of his career, has given weight to these claims. And with 50 Cent lurking in the background, possibly holding even more receipts, it seems this story is far from over. Terrence's message is clear. He won't let anyone twist the narrative anymore. He's reclaiming his story, calling out the system, and standing firm in his identity. Whether or not the rumored footage sees the light of day, one thing is certain. Hollywood has some serious questions to answer, and the public is finally listening.